know, you're going to live 100% better. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Billy?
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I've been all around the world. I've traveled the world. I've been around the world 18 times in 33 years, 34 years now, technically. September the 4th, this year will be my, 34th year of traveling and seeing the world. And I'm talking about well over 100 countries. You know, I've been everywhere. I get to see these cultures in person, experience them, be a part of them, understand them. And you get to see a different perspective when you leave your zip code in America. When you get out of your zip code and go get a passport stamp, your mind will be changed forever as to your perspective on life and reality, right? And I don't even care if you come from the hood or come from a rich neighborhood in America. Traveling changes your perspective, and you gain a certain level of understanding and respect, and you get to see how other people live, and you get to experience that culture from that level. And you can see the prices, of course, and you can really tell where certain areas that you can live like a king. You can have a mansion on the side of a mountain and maids and butlers, you know, and a whole lawn care staff and everything else for a fraction of what you're making over here. But in some other areas, you know, you can see where the pricing is not as great, but there are so many places that you can go to, like Panama. I was completely shocked going to Panama the last couple times in the last 30 days. I've been there for 2 weeks in the last 30 days. And I was very impressed with the pricing in Panama. I was very impressed with the cost of living. The infrastructure is amazing. I was blown away. I was in a clean Miami or a clean New York City. I mean, compare your city to Miami. Miami's a dump. You know, the city of Miami is an absolute dump. Now, not Brickell Key and all those places. Those places are phenomenal. I'm talking about like the skyline part. Yeah. Because you guys have an amazing skyline. But I'm telling you, I was completely shocked, impressed. The thing is great there. There was a hotel there. Okay, I stayed in your Airbnb unit, that same thing over here for that size, and to have that panoramic view and all of that luxury would have been probably about $2,000 a night. Right? Yeah. And, you know, over there you're talking about a couple $100 a night for the same exact quality, if not better. And it was great space. Probably
Yo, what's up?
So, yeah, there's a lot of places on this planet that you can go and you can live a phenomenal life. There's a lot of people that I know, and they're living in Bali, and they're living their best life with a fraction of the income that I make.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to respond to this comment here Hans made. He says, it's great to move. Not everybody can due to traps and consistently in survival mode to avoid death. I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Hans, respectfully, but anybody can. Anybody can. Man, you can go to places in Bali where for like $700 or $800 a month.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Fabulous.
Somebody type something in the. Oh, there we go.
The best food.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
The best, you know, organic drinks, and you'll meet some incredible people.
So basically, I'm fucking injured. I fucked my knee up pretty bad, so I'm basically just sitting here gaming. If you guys didn't know, I have several lobbies open 24/7 in Thug Pro and Thawed. Also, Thawed, they just put me in the game. So I'm in the fucking Tony Hawk video game, and I'm just chilling. My knee is fucked up. Yeah, but I'm getting better. I haven't like skated in about a month and a couple days. But yesterday I filmed my friend and we're like cruising around and shit. So I got to bomb a couple hills, which was pretty sick. Shout out to CD Gaming. What's good? What's good? What's up, DT7GBOI? What's up, Juan? Nah, I'm in LA, Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles right now. And I got the gaming shit popping. What's up, Nancy? It's cracking. This is a new channel. For those of you who don't know, I hit my head and got a fat ass concussion. Never skated again. I used to be hella good at 15. Fuck. No, I've had the lobby open 24/7 for over 3 years. So I've basically been live with the fucking game for over 3 years.
Like, guys, gals, don't sit here and be in that fight or flight survival mode. Like, that's fight or flight right there. Survival mode. In fact, let me bring this up. Like, let me show you, so this was a picture of a blood moon that I took from one of my apartments in Panama, and this apartment was 1,800 square feet. I mean, this balcony was huge, but I had a 180-degree view of the ocean, front line, for $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month. Like, you can't get anything for $1,800. It's huge. Yeah. 2 master bedrooms, 2 walk-in closets. I mean, it was 2 walk-in showers. It was, and then you walked out every morning and you had the view of the ocean. I mean, punching you in the face.
Yeah, over 3 years.
This is.
And while I was doing that, I dropped 28 music albums in the last 4 years.
I spent a little bit of time in Dubai.
Murder.
This is
Murder.
A little bit more expensive, but still, I mean, look at this is the ocean view. You got a whole picture of the skyline there. I mean, people, trust me when I tell you, you can do it. Like, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's totally possible.
Haha. What's up? I got the homie from Thug Pro in the YouTube. He was like, "Are you flexing the phones?" Yeah, I got like 7 phones.
And that's what
type shit.
Probably this October.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Me,
let's shout out the homie.
Decentralized things because you have these let's say stocks. Stocks are good. They're okay in my opinion.
Let's get one in real quick.
Derivatives of the dollar, right? So like if the dollar crashes, like stocks could go down, right? Like because they're pegged to the dollar, right? They're dollar-based. They're dollar-based investments, right? Where crypto falls outside of the fiat currency system altogether, And I pulled up some things here. Is it cool if I show some of the returns really that we're at right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's just show them.
Yeah, so look at this. So this is what we call yield farming. And so like right now I have this is Frax USD, which is a stable coin. So for those of you who don't know what a stable coin is, a stable coin is a cryptocurrency that is backed 1-to-1 by a dollar. Okay? So this one is literally it's the first one of its kind, except for this one and Ripple's RLUSD are the first compliant.
Let's go.
Stable coins that they're already thinking ahead with the laws that are going to be coming out between now and September. But I can put this Frax USD, my Ethereum. And then there's another crypto called Frax, which fluctuates up and down in price. And these are cryptos that I have a lot of conviction for, except for this USD. This is just kind of like a balancer to make sure that I don't, if Ethereum or Frax go down, like this gives me a little bit softer of a landing. It's kind of like a fund almost, right? Without being a fund. But look at this. I'm getting paid 27% per year. And this fluctuates. All right. This is a way that I've been making lots and lots of money. And to answer one of these guys here,
Nah.
this is a MLM. No, this is
Fucking go.
This is decentralized finance. Educate yourself. What's the name of that person? Carlos X. Educate yourself. This is decentralized finance. I don't own this. Nobody owns this. This is public, built on the Ethereum blockchain. And it's actually a layer 2, but I'm not going to get into the specifics of that because there's a lot of people who may not know this. Now, here's another decentralized project. Now, check this out. On your Ethereum, okay, what they do is...
Nah, you want to see somebody good?
But this is the way Wall
Check
Street
this out.
And this is a way...
Check Squid Tech out.
Other people's money to earn more Ethereum. And so this right here, like this AG ETH, this is
what the fuck? No way.
But it's backed.
No way. What the fuck?
It's not like paper ETH. It's actually backed one-to-one. So it can be considered like a stable coin in its own right. And then you have ETH, and people trade between these two. And this is what the interest rate that you're earning right now is. Now you only can put in like or there's only like 120 ETH before it starts to dilute this interest rate. But this is phenomenal, like 70% on your Ethereum, and then it drops down like substantially to like this one. This one, you can't put barely any ETH into it. You can see it's 0.04. So a lot of people have already put into this. But this one, look at this, 33% on your Ethereum. That's like unheard of. You know, but it's phenomenal. Now, you do have to work these. You have to move from one to the other because they will eventually go down, okay, in terms of, like, the rate of return that they're getting for, like, you allowing people to trade peer-to-peer. But you also have this for BTC, and look at this on your Bitcoin. So if you're like, no, I only want to hold Bitcoin, well, look at this. You could buy Bitcoin, and you could be earning 12.55%. using this same strategy, and we teach this strategy to our students. And then you have dollars, where this is where it gets really, really juicy right here. So take a look at this. On your dollars, this one doesn't work because you can see that there's only 1 cent left.
Yeah, man.
Deposit into it. But on this one, 79% on your dollars with no risk. With no risk whatsoever. You have to understand what you're doing. But this is phenomenal. But you're basically just lending it, and this is the way the banks do it.
Who's talking to? Okay, Juan. I have several chat rooms going. So I have 3 lobbies, bro. Because I'm in the fucking game. That's why. The developers reached out to me and they told me to send me pictures of them, and they legitly put me in the fucking game.
Look at these, 66%,
Look at this shit.
65%. But you have to understand what you're doing here. You have to understand. Because, like,
you see me?
if you over leverage yourself too much, you can get liquidated. It's kind of hard with these unless you really don't know what you're doing, but you do have to learn how to do it. It's very simple. But this is like, a lot of people don't understand that, like, there are things out there like this where it's like, wait, hold on. If I have just a little bit of cash, I can put it in this, and I can be yield farming. I could be doing all sorts of things. I'm like,
and that board, you see that board that I got right there?
To the gills, right? You know,
I sell this board in real life. This is my real board that I skate.
Too, right? Like how to, like right now,
got the SODMG back tat.
Mr. Open Eon says,
got my same tattoos and everything, bro.
Right now, yeah, I'm trading XRP as well, you know, and I use a little bit of leverage, not a lot, a little bit of leverage, and I have something called a 3-bullet system. But anyways, like, guys, gals, there's so many things that you can do to make money. This is just one thing. And by the way, if you're interested, if this is something that you think could solve, like, a need for you,
Fuck.
we're dropping a link in the chat, and Billy and I put together like a video for you.
All right, let's fucking go.
And see if it's aligned with you. We have it there in all of the chats. You guys can check it out. Yeah, I mean, there's so much you can do here. There's so much you can do. Billy, you've been working with some of these things, right? Like the managed vault. That's basically your thing. But
listen, it's been amazing. It's what I loved about it was the fact that you can see your money growing and you still have access to it. I don't have to wait for a bank teller. I don't have to walk into a physical branch and say, hey, I'm here. I can literally log in from anywhere I am in the world, and I can actually sell and also transfer that money out or transfer money in to make a trade. It's very freeing, and it gives you a lot of flexibility.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me. It was like super liberating, and it's
Watch how
now,
insane this homie is.
The Matrix, like literally.
My Instagram here. Let me.
It's not in banks or stocks. It's
let me type in what it is.
My crypto wallet. You know, no MLM here, right? And so it's like, but I'm the one that controls my own destiny. But I needed to like learn this stuff. I still actually. Like I even subscribe to more advanced channels.
I'm not sure how to fucking log in, so I'm just how to chat on this fucking shit. So I'm just gonna show you.
I just don't have time to go out and do all this research. I'm like, I need to just have it concentrated, and I even educate myself still on DeFi, and I pride myself in it because the more I know. The more knowledge I have, the better off I'm going to be financially, and it's proven me right over and over again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you hit it on the head, man. That's what it's all about. Just we all have to recognize, where we are, understand there are exits that we can take, and there's been an exit on the highway as of recent called DeFi. And if you get off on that exit and you study and learn. And what's beautiful about the ARC is they are a educational system. And I call you guys an institution. It's not, oh, hey, send me 20 grand from Bitcoin. That's not what the ARC is. It's something totally different. If you want to get crypto financial literacy, and you want to understand exactly what it is, how it works, and how you can partake and participate in some of the these pools where revenue, money is being generated, liquidity pools, and so forth. How to get involved in the vault where you can put assets in there and let them trade them around, but you can also always pull out your money through your own wallet whenever it need be. All of this can be done, by joining as a student of the ARC and learning more about all of this amazing, this amazing new digital world that we're heading into, or that we're really into in the beginning stages and going to be completely immersed in very soon, so that you can understand how to navigate and take care of your family. You can pivot and find ways to be a part of the solution and not whining about the problem.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's so many things that you can do to really, really, really win at this game of crypto. And you can sit back and just watch it go by. And by the way, like there's a troll in the chat right now, and they're like, just buy your Bitcoin and throw it in there in 2 years and all. And that's acceptable, by the way. Like if that's what your jam is, cool. Like let it sit there and let it collect dust. That's definitely a strategy. And I know lots of people that just DCA into Bitcoin, and that's all they do. That's all they do. Like personally, I have algorithms that trade Bitcoin that outperforms Bitcoin. So like, why would I? And lessens my drawdown. I don't. Anything is possible. Like you remember, there used to be a thing called Excite, Billy. Where's Excite? Like where's Yahoo? Yahoo's second best. So like you like I just felt
I'm always injured, and I don't really trip about that, but this shit has gone too far, bro. This one really fucked me.
Or whatever, fine. Like 80% drawdown, like Bitcoin went
But
down
I
last
pretty
week,
much
fair
skate
market.
until I
Our
get fucking
algos,
destroyed. So that's what happens.
Bitcoin algo specifically only went down by like.
And you already know,
18%.
as soon as I get
I'm
healed
like,
up, I'm about to go back to that same
that's
shit.
where I want to be. That's where I want to be. But I'm not gonna like sit there and like hate on somebody if they're just like, no, I'm gonna just buy and hold Bitcoin. That's perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. But there's a better way to do it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's crypto and DeFi to me is for most the options they even have to exit the matrix and to take back their own sovereignty.
Oh shit.
Public, Edward Snowden became the most wanted man by the U.S. government. The U.S. government declared him a traitor and made it clear he had to be captured.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode with iTrack. Huge shout out to all the iTrack fans tapping in to watch another one with me, man. I appreciate you guys. Quite a few interesting
Yeah,
things
what's
today,
up,
so
what's
go
up,
ahead,
what's
let's
up?
man. Let's get right into it.
People who can astrally project refuse to talk about the crucifixion. It's because you literally can't astrally project to people who have tried. There's some spiritual energy that just blocks them from being able to witness it at all. And so people who have astrally projected themselves back there, they don't even want to be involved. This is a known thing in the psychic community. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just thought it was interesting that there's conspiracy theories about the crucifixion, which I had never heard of before. I'm super interested in that. That is my next fixation.
Hey, make sure y'all hit the like button. Whoa. What y'all think about these shapeshifters?
UFC and what his ambitions were. However, slow this video down. The Neanderthal remained quite honest in his statements. He said that right now he is reigning in MMA, but he hasn't been doing it long enough to think about plans and prospects. However, one
They did a good job recruiting him because he's definitely somebody I want to see in the MMA ring.
This is everything that happened on the news today, but it's going to be simplified in 60 seconds. So this is insane. There's officially a new COVID-19 variant that's called NB181 that is spreading through the US. Okay. They're saying that this new variant is associated with the same symptoms that were shown in the earlier strains of the virus. And they're also saying that the commonly reported symptoms so far are cough, sore throat, fever, and fatigue. Biohackers have now officially developed a night vision eye drop to let you see in the dark.
What?
They're saying that they took a compound that's found in fish that live in deep waters and they put it in eye drops, and it literally.
So they got an
gives you
eye
night
drop
vision,
now
and
that you
they're
could
saying
drop
that
in your
the
eye and
symptoms
see
go
night
away
vision.
by morning and there are no side effects. So that's suspicious. Japan has now created the first ever artificial womb that enables embryos to grow outside of the body. If this doesn't sound robotic, I don't know what does. Scientists are now claiming that if humans were to ever go extinct, then octopus would actually have the best chance to build the next civilization. So we have a little bit of hope. If you haven't heard about this yet, the FDA has now expanded the cucumber recall after a salmonella outbreak is now in 15 different states. This expansion actually includes a ton of products that are sold in so many different stores. So if you want to see the full video, just go on my page. I give you these news roundups every day, so make sure you add me and come back.
Yo, they got our food fucked up.
MySpace, which was before Facebook, he told me the exact story of when he met Mark Zuckerberg. MySpace 05, it had more daily visits than Google in 05. Tom's like, man, I was on top of the world. I didn't listen to anybody. This young kid came up to me at a conference, said, hi, Tom, I know you're the king. I got this new thing called the Facebook. And, but it's not going viral. It's not that interesting. And Tom said, I turned to him and said, of course not. You only allow one photo. Allow photo albums. Tom told me that was a mistake to tell my competitor that, because Mark Zuckerberg For whatever you think of him, he's a smart dude. He instantly put photo albums, and from that moment on, MySpace was going down and Facebook took off.
I mean, to be fair, MySpace was cool, but I don't think it was meant to last forever. Let's be honest.
Well, theory. Well, it's interdimensional. I think it's coming from other dimensions, most of it. There are portals out there. There are people telling stories of portals that actually go back in the Native American legend. Yeah. Can you tell me about that? Yeah. Well, I'm aware of a lot of it. And when Linda Bradshaw, on the Bradshaw Ranch, there was a portal. I mean, I've been on television now countless times talking about this, and there was a portal there. And I think it was, the ranch house is here, and the portal was about 20 feet by 30 feet. You saw this? No, she could. Linda could see it, but I could feel it, but I couldn't see it. But there were things coming out of that. Some nights, I spent 4.5 years in the Bradshaw Ranch, and there were some nights you could feel. I said, Linda, you know, it feels like we're in Times Square in New York right now. We've got things moving all around us. And sometimes you could smell them. Sometimes they smell like roses, and one time they smelled like burning tar.
It made it green screen green, so they can. It's about Nickelodeon. Knowing that we know about Nickelodeon, right? The main guy kind of weird. He did weird stuff, but a lot of people wouldn't know. The green slime, and how every award show, the winners would get poured slime. Yeah, when they win, they're saying they made it green screen green, so they can make it change the color. Another color, and guess what color that would be? On all your favorite kid artists. This Loki might not even be a reach.
So you ever think about the fact
That's
that
crazy.
the richest people in the world do for fun? Let me give you an example of why I think about this. Meet James Jameson. Yep, same name as the Irish whiskey brand. He was a 19th century heir to the Jameson fortune. He was rich, he was bored, he was a colonialist. You know,
What up? Make sure you hit that like button. They deleted all my big channels, so we had to start from scratch. So make sure that you like and subscribe and fucking share and create a post and all that shit.
Jameson supposedly traded goods to purchase a young girl, not to rescue, not to educate, but so he could watch her be cannibalized just to sketch it. You know, normal rich people stuff. Jameson stood by, watched, sketched, then painted it later, like it was a fun little art project. He wrote it off as a misunderstanding, but we all know that's a fucking lie. And that's just one story that we know about. One rich guy, one isolated trip, and one moment he didn't get away with completely. So now think about the ones we don't know about. What happens in the castles of the people whose names we don't even know? What do they have behind the gates so big they make Area 51 look like a dog park? You ever wonder why so many billionaires are obsessed with bunkers? Why they all happen to have their own islands? Or how they all have their own mysterious foundation or private collection. They're not spending their weekends binge watching Netflix and eating too many nerd clusters. Hey, and maybe the Jameson story was a fluke. Maybe he was just an outlier. Maybe all the other mega rich are totally not painting anything disturbing at all. Or maybe that was just the only time someone left their diary open. But sleep tight knowing your boss's boss's boss has the money to fund literally any idea and no one's there to tell him no.
This video of someone who was looking out their plane window and saw what looked to be people just sitting on the clouds. Some people in the comments that are saying that they're angels, some people are saying that they're demons, others are jokingly saying that those are the people at DreamWorks. And something about this image is just so unsettling to me. I had to Google to calm my brain a little bit, but this is actually a psychological effect called pareidolia. Essentially, we have this part of our brain in our temporal lobe that's strictly for facial recognition. But this can misfire and cause us to see faces and objects that aren't really there. Whenever they scan this part of our brain, it lights up in the same way whenever we see real faces versus whenever we see faces in inanimate objects. So our brain perceives these things as equally meaningful, which is crazy. Our brain will seek patterns in order to make sense of things. We tend to organize visual elements into a whole instead of just parts of it. For example, all of these like faces to me. But a really popular example of this is cloud animals, the man in the moon, and also Jesus toast. I notice it a lot day to day with cars. Like, this is obviously a very angry car, and this is a very cute, very adorable.
Yo, what's up with the fucking?
This phenomenon can also happen with things like music too. Like sometimes we hear things whenever songs are played backwards, or hidden messages and white noise, or sometimes we just like hear whispers whenever we're alone. A lot of the times it's just confirmation bias.
What the fuck is going on with the chat?
Something else.
Did you know in 2013, a man named Edward Snowden exposed the darkest secrets of the U.S. National Security Agency? He claimed that the government was secretly spying on millions of people across the world, monitoring their every move, every message, every call. The moment those files went public, Edward Snowden became the most wanted man by the U.S. government. The U.S. government declared him a traitor and made it clear he had to be captured at any cost. Before it was too late, Snowden knew he had to escape the U.S. On May 20th, 2013, he quietly boarded a flight from There, he booked a hotel room and secretly met with journalists, handing over thousands of top-secret NSA documents. Within days, his leaks exploded in global headlines. He had exposed a worldwide surveillance program, and now he was in serious danger. Fearing arrest or extradition, Snowden left Hong Kong just weeks later.
How the fuck do I chat in this bitch?
But when he landed in Moscow, his U.S. passport was canceled, leaving him stranded at the airport. For weeks, Snowden was stuck in limbo. Nowhere to go. No country willing to risk helping him. Eventually, Russia granted him asylum, and to this day, Edward Snowden remains there, far from home.
I have a master's in psychology that I do not use, but one of the creepiest things that I've ever learned about is split brain theory. There's a series of experiments done in the 1960s.
What the
specifically to treat
fuck
patients
is
with
this?
epilepsy, essentially separating the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. And once these two halves of the brain can no longer communicate to each other, researchers noticed some very bizarre and unsettling things. We all know the differences between.
Yo, are y'all seeing this? What the fuck is YouTube got going on?
Like emotional processing. They found in patients with a split brain, whenever an object is shown to the right, which is processed by the left, the individual is able to name exactly what the object was. But when the same object was shown to the left side, by the right side of the brain, individual could not say what it was. They could draw it. There's been cases with patients after going through this surgery where a patient's left and right hand will act completely independently of each other. For example, one hand will literally slap the other one, or a patient will reach for an object with one hand while the other hand will deliberately move that object away. In one case, the patient's right hand was literally buttoning his shirt while the left hand was actively unbuttoning it, which is now for some people called alien hand syndrome. The reason that this theory and research gives me such existential dread is because it challenges us being like one consciousness. If my brain could be cut in half and they could both function independently, who am I? And it just makes me wonder how very real this could all be.
That would shed a lot more light on people that are ambidextrous and the people that are only able to use like the left or the right hand. It's only a portion of the brain being used in each circumstance. So that's definitely interesting.
And away we go. So they're saying city-destroying asteroids could strike Earth within the next few weeks, and 3 are headed this way with 1 million times more energy than a Hiroshima atomic bomb. What? Now, how many times have we heard this and seen this movie? And the real question is, what are they distracting us from? Oh, I don't know, maybe the fact that Dubai just launched a real estate tokenization platform on the XRP ledger. I'll say it once, and I'll say it again, you guys. Everything will be tokenized from stocks, real estate, cars, you name it. This is the next $30 trillion opportunity they don't want you a part of. And just to add fuel to the fire, crypto exchange Kraken is offering tokenized stocks for Apple, Tesla, and Nvidia. But I'm sure nobody heard about this because we're worried about asteroids hitting the Earth. Not to mention, they are rolling out a brand new COVID variant that's spreading across the US right now, in which it's happening in California, Washington, Virginia, New York, and many more. But I'm sorry.
What the fuck? Y'all heard it here first. What is it? It's motherfucking Friday, the 30th, and they just said that they got a new motherfucking COVID coming.
Just saying, every time we have these disasters,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So, just funny time. Make sure you guys join my Break the Matrix community where I teach tokenization, cryptocurrency, blockchain.
Don't do it.
Because this has to do with your pockets. This is the brand new industrial age, so you don't want to get left behind because
this is hard.
institutions can't control this; they can only participate.
Yes, I know that sounded crazy. It was crazy when I seen the video, but it is in fact true. Check out this clip.
Last but not least, this is a little tincture potion that I got. I would say probably when I was around 12, my dad flew me to go meet with this witch who lived in the mountains, and she made this specifically for me. She told me that it would make a young Canadian pop star fall in love with me. So yeah, I've been taking this one for years. Absolutely love it. And yeah, thanks, Dad.
We also see different pictures like this. We see her messing with different crystals like this. And now we see Justin Bieber like this. Last time I seen somebody like that was Ben Affleck with J-Lo. And we know exactly how J-Lo got Ben Affleck, and it was through witchcraft. We know that J-Lo does witchcraft because her first husband told us. He told us how they went to the witch doctor. He told us how different animal blood was poured out on J-Lo. This is what her first husband said. So we understand that if somebody does witchcraft to get a man, they may get him, but that happiness will not last, that joy will not last. Sooner or later, they will be tormented. And the energy inside of them...
Okay, either meet me at the mall at 9:30 or meet me at the skate park at 9:45. You let me know.
It truly was heartbreaking to see and looked like a cry for help. The boy needs help. Now, I pray that's not the situation with Haley, but if it is, deliverance needs to be had. And Justin needs to come on home to the Lord. Meaning, he needs to repent, get right with God, and come back to a place of submission. Only true peace lies in the Lord, Justin. Everything else is counterfeit. It's all bondage. It's all vanity. Come back home to the Lord. Allow deliverance to happen. Whatever it has been come into agreement with, cancel it out in the name of Jesus. Pray for Justin, people. He definitely needs it.
Hopefully, the older you get, you realize you don't want to manipulate your way into anything. It's not me, it's not for you. And it seems like some people are hell bent on getting whatever they want by any means, man. It's crazy.
This is Stuart Bathwater, the blind farmer who can tell the future, and you will not believe what is predicting next month. And I'm saying, look, 2025 has already been hard enough. We need this, Stuart. But, you know, Stuart went blind deaf about 2 years ago. He's working on a tractor, and hot oil shot up into his eyes. You can see his eyes are quite cloudy. And then he fell down, and a twig stuck through his ear, straight through both of them, and ripped out his eardrum. So he can no longer see or hear. And for whatever reason, following a few weeks when he came out of the coma, he had the ability to tell the future, and he can tell it with acute accuracy. He writes it down on paper. For instance, just last week he wrote, "The fighter among us who cook warm meals will no longer walk among us next week." And I'm sure he's referring to George Foreman, who passed away this week with fatality death. But anyway, you know, what he's saying about next month, maybe I'll post it, but I don't think I'll handle it.
George Foreman definitely changed the game. Everybody knows that George Foreman really took the time.
Taken inside your house can now be located. Check this out. We're going to start with this random bed frame in San Francisco. Watch this. First, we're going to go to GeoSpot, and we're going to try to upload that same image. And then we're going to search. Now I'm going to wait. And while I'm waiting, it's searching through the huge database looking for interior photos. Here's the original photo, and here's another angle from that room, and another angle with the same address. Wow. This tool will only be used for suspects.
Tech is going to take us better time than Facebook, MySpace, Instagram. That wasn't a thing. People weren't posting locations. People weren't telling all the business. Might be a good thing, you know. I think you need to start something tangible. They can keep everything else.
Simon Megas. He is one of the most mysterious and controversial figures in early Christianity. He appears in the book of Acts as a powerful sorcerer who amazed the people of Samaria with his miraculous abilities. Many even called him the great power God because of the wonders he performed. But when the apostle Philip arrived, preaching about Jesus, Simon seemed to have a deep heart. He was baptized and followed the apostles, appearing to accept the Christian faith. But things took a dark turn when Peter and John arrived. They laid hands on believers, granting them the Holy Spirit, and Simon was fascinated by their power. Instead of seeking spiritual enlightenment, he offered them money, hoping to buy the ability to give others the Holy Spirit. Peter rebuked him immediately, saying, "May your money perish with you because you thought you
Let
could
your
buy
brother
the
eat his last one.
money." Fearful of punishment, Simon begged them to pray for him. But this moment cemented his reputation.
That's yours, boy. I gave you guys the same amount.
Giving rise to the term simony, the sin of trying to buy or sell spiritual authority. While the biblical account ends there, Christian traditions has an even more pursuit. Early church
Changing
fathers
this
such as
fucking video.
Irenaeus and Hippolytus accused Simon Magus of being the founder of Gnosticism, a movement that feared secret knowledge and saw the material world as corrupt and fallen. According to these accounts, Simon declared himself divine, claiming to be the incarnation of God in human form. But perhaps the most dramatic tale about Simon Magus takes place in Rome.
Shut the fuck up. Annoying as fuck, bro. Fuck that. I'm about to go back to this blue screen shit. This shit's hard. Being injured sucks, guys. I want to go skate. Motherfucker.
Pens and paper handy, and get ready to take notes. Take notes. It's Dane Calloway.
It's up. I can't do nothing.
course, the headphones will help. Okay, so how y'all doing? Number one, how y'all doing, man? Matter of fact, it's been like 2 weeks. You know, I ain't gonna cap. It's been like 2 weeks. Listen, look. We had to do what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We had to do what we had to do. We ain't even gonna get into it. We had to do what we had to do. And shout out to my wife, Tanisha Calloway. Let me drop a bomb for my wife. Let me clap for y'all. Because there's some real important things happening.
Oh my God, what the fuck just happened?
Very important things happening. Send out the blue dreamer with the 5 gifted. What up, Blue? Won't miss anything. Cal Brown, thank you for becoming a member. Ryan, thank you for the gifted. 300 Degrees, been a member for 60 months in a row. OCO, but how you?
OCO, free thinkers.
Listen. So y'all seen what's been happening, right? Tell the truth. I'm about to go over this. All right, so let me calm down because I'm excited. And this, you know, I'm gonna be excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm excited. Dre Jackson, thank you. I appreciate that, Dre Jackson. OCO from Dallas, gratitude to you and Mrs. Calloway. What up, Dallas? OCO Dre, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. So remember when I talked about, let me talk about it. The $5 one, trying to get, that we ain't worried about them. Matter of fact, we wasn't worried about them. we're like, really? When Trump getting rid of them left and right? And that's a part of it. You know, that's a part of the situation that's going on right now, if you guys don't know. But the birthright citizenship situation is actually going through. And I told y'all that they were on our side with this because I want to explain to y'all some things that you're unfamiliar with. And I've been saying it for years, I know, but it's going to be great for me to go over it again to refresh your memory about the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment and the status that they put you up under. And it's so much stuff tied to this birthright citizenship that has all to do with us because Trump is exposing the identity of the indigenous Americans. He's exposing the identity of the indigenous people, of the Niji, right now, of the American Indians, hands down. Like now it's in the courts, and I remember people were telling me they ain't go to court, and you know, to put this in the courts and stuff like that. But I couldn't do it on my own. Like it couldn't have been, oh, I do it. It got Dane Calloway name on it. We actually needed, you know, lawyers and attorneys to get on a team to actually start moving around, moving and shaking, so we could get some things done. By the way, we have done, you know, just in case, you know, somebody don't know that by now. I mean, we didn't 1, 2 already. So, hold on, let me drop a ball for that. So anyway, Dang, you reaching hard? Yeah, I'm reaching hard, right over your head, pilot. That's why you sitting dormant. Reaching right over your head. But the great thing about it is that we making moves and a lot of people see it now. Even the haters popping up in the chat out the blue. It's been happening. Don't forget, y'all, they were hating on us for years, but they really mad now because it's exposing the immigrants. Okay? It's exposing their position. It's exposing that they're not supposed to be here. It's also exposing the ones that we call $5 Indians, the $5, the ones that their ancestors paid $5 in 1880 to get on a doll's roll. Don't forget, that's just one rose. When it's more than one rose, it's roses from A to Z. Everybody forgot about that. Every time I say that, people's eyes go open like, what? I'm like, yeah, from A to Z. Keep in mind, the Dawes Commission, that's one. That's just one. You see how many foreigners came in? It wasn't just the Dawes Commission. Y'all, you know, it's okay. Everything is coming out. And I'm glad because I see people on TikTok going over my old stuff. And I'm so glad that's happening, though. I'm not going to lie. Because I noticed, dang, people didn't even catch on to the old stuff yet. Like, it was so many things. Now, I'm considering it old because it's like 8-7 years old to me as far as the information that I put out. And I used to get upset. I'm like, damn, that person regurgitating everything that I'm saying. And you know what? I had to look at it like, you know what? That's their way of learning. Because think about it. If you can't tell this to your friends because they wouldn't understand, why not tell it to somebody online? Because it's going to be somebody out there that's going to understand. That's going to want to hear you. Okay? That's going to hear you out. The good thing, I had to look at the great side about it because I put in so much work to put this information out. I said, nah, let me stop knocking them. They actually helping. Let me stop doing that. Because at first I used to get on them, like, y'all stop copying. But then I thought about it, like, you know what? Nah, because think about it. If they was to have a conversation with me, I would want them to sound close to me. I would want them to regurgitate the information so I can know that they learn it. So yes, it's the same way. When they posting up that stuff on TikTok and Instagram, thank you. You letting me know that you learn it. And that's, you know, all the more reason why I tell y'all, don't, look, it's going to be people out there that's going to get mad at you for claiming that I'm your source. Tell them. It doesn't matter. So what if they get mad? Oh, he just this. He just that. And they're one of those people out there debunk anything that I put out still to this very day. And I've been doing this since 2016. 2015 on Facebook. And in 2016 is when I started on YouTube. They can't touch me. And now that we got the Trump administration involved, it's okay. Now what's up? Now what's up? So now they upset because Trump is making moves. And, you know, I've been gone for a while. You know, I had to do a couple things, and then I had to make a couple moves, and then I had to rearrange some things, and then we had to make some more moves. Okay? And then some personal stuff was taking place at the same time. I was like, you know, okay, damn. I see that it was something out there trying to attack. We had to make sure that we sent that attack back, you know, and make sure it's sent up, make sure we well guarded, well protected. No weapon or any weapon, any weapon formed against me won't ever prosper. Any weapon
No
formed against me
motherfucking weapon.
won't ever prosper. Ever. So, yeah, of course they want me to shut up. Okay? They don't want me to say nothing. But see, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't care who it is. Notice I'll not move without me being there. And that's not a brag. That was just like, damn, I got to be here. I got to be here. I'm obligated. I got to be here. Because I'm the main source of this information. I have to be right here. I don't want to, it's people depending on me, for real. And I don't want to make them feel left out. Okay? Like when they be like, yo, and they explain the information to somebody, and they tag me, I get that every day, and they tag me in it, can you, and then I come up in there, and I'm like, yeah, it's this, that, and the third, and then the person ended up learning, and now it's no longer a debate. I be loving that. Look, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be doing that for everybody, because y'all be tagging me every day on posts that dang, can you finish up this answer? I can't do it every day, but I try. I do try. I do be out there, you know, on there, trying to assist y'all on that note, and I don't have no problem with that. Like, if y'all want me on y'all platforms to talk to y'all people that y'all got, let me know. let me know. We can set up the time. We can set it up, and I'll better explain it in full detail. You know, the great thing about it is that I have done this for years now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The information is out there. It's on YouTube. Well, now it's everywhere because y'all done clipped up my stuff and put it on TikTok and put it on Instagram, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Again, I used to be upset about that. I was like, what? What are you doing? And you know, they need to hear the whole thing. But I was like, nah, because people's attention span is going towards the TikTok type of thing where it's shorts, like 1 to 3 minutes. Shoot. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be mad. I'll be like, bro, 3 minutes? You know what? I can tell you 1 point in 3 minutes in full detail. But the way I see it, I'm like, you know what? It's either they're gonna take it or leave it. If they want more information, they'll be over here. They'll be watching the docs. And the new docs we getting ready to release. If they want to learn, they're gonna learn. Because sooner or later, they ain't gonna have no choice. The moves that Trump making and what his administration making, people gonna want to know what's going on. What the hell just happened? I'm gonna play a couple of things. For y'all, and I was just mainly trying to get this to a point where people can see, hey, I'm here. Because I know I'm basically out of the algorithm. I've been out for almost 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm out of the algorithm. So I'm gonna have to get back in the algorithm in order for you guys to get the notifications, et cetera, et cetera. That's how YouTube works. So, yeah. You know, it is what it is. They've been messing up the notifications prior to that, you know. But it's even worse when you know, when I'm gone like that. When I'm gone like that, it's even worse. But we gonna fix it up. We gonna tighten it up. So yeah, be expecting all this weekend and all week. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just tell you up front. Just be expecting that. Whether if it's a video or I'm popping up on the camera again. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer gonna make my hair the excuse. Yes, I have a whole. I got a bunch of hair. You know, and it ain't like I'm going to a female when she doing my hair. It's my wife. You know what I mean? That do my hair, and I don't be trying to press her out. You know, I should be going to, you know, somebody that do hair. I should, but you know, we'll see. That might change. We'll see. Cause it's not her. It's me that don't want to get on camera because my hair not done. It's me. And my wife like, but you look good like this. You know, and I'm like, bruh. You know, I'm like, man, my hair. You know what I'm saying? And then when my hair get in there 2-3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? 3rd week, I'm like, yo, take this out. Then I'm a week with this. It depends. It could be a whole week. When my hair pinned up, it could be a whole week. I'm waiting on my turn. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 2 that don't do well. Let me not say they don't do their own hair. They do, but not as good as, you know what I'm saying, as Tanisha would do their hair. But yeah, I think it's time. I might have to go ahead and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a barber. I might as well, you know, go ahead and get what they call them, the females, the hair stylists. I might as well. And I don't even know what to do. Like, as far as if I go to a hairstylist, what I'm gonna say, hey, I need the twist, like the plaits, like you remember the little, and then I show her some because I don't know what they call it. The reason why I'm saying that, I could just sit down in the chair, you know, and my wife know what's going on. But what happened? Y'all say my mic not up? Two. Are y'all saying my mic not on? Two. I'm seeing everything over here working. Mic sound good to me? Nah, don't get no cheap hairstylists. Nah, they better not be, I mean, I'm not gonna go to somebody that, you know, that's around the corner talking about, so come to my house. I'm talking about somebody that's actually doing it for real, like professional. They gotta be professional. I'm not gonna waste my time with somebody that ain't gonna get me up out of there in 3 hours, hopefully. You know, I'll slide and let it be 4. But yeah. Yeah, I do have a picture of the style. I got multiple pictures of different styles that I had over time. Y'all can hear me clearly. Okay, yeah. All right, so what we gonna do, I wanna show y'all something real quick that was sent to me. All right, let me pull this down. Adolph Dooley, thank you for becoming a member. Gene and the U, thank you for being a member for 27 months in a row. I appreciate that. She said, thank you, Dane and Tanisha, for all you do for us. Just thank you for becoming a member. Hold up, y'all. All right, so somebody tagged me in this. Here we go.
Man, get in here. It just got juicy. So, in case you ain't heard, they've been having these birthright 14th Amendment secret meetings. And you know me?
Strings on it, and I did a whole video on it, breaking it down. The video breaks it down even further. I'm trying to forewarn y'all. Y'all saying turn it up. And that thing's sky high. Hold up. It's low. And I got the boost on. Hold on. Wait a minute, that video is low. So I'm gonna try to do it a different way. But yeah, that video is low itself. Hold up. I was trying to show who tagged me and everything so I could shout them out. Because I seen the brothers was following me and trying to get my attention on that. And I followed y'all back, brothers, by the way. Hold on. Yeah, no. My audio was fine, y'all. The video, that video right there was low. I even heard the fact that it was low. And when I put the boost on, and I still got the boost on, it's not working. So I'm gonna have to go in and manually, man,
get in here.
Okay. All right, so now I manually got the video real quick and...
Get in here. It just got juicy. So, in case you ain't heard, they've been having these birthright
Now that's better, right? That was good. There we go. Okay, yeah. Because Twitter's volume is low, so I had to download it myself, and then I got my booster on. Here we go.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. It just got juicy. So, in case you ain't heard, they've been having these birthright 14th Amendment secret meetings. And you know me, Yeti had to get in on it and why it's so secretive, because you haven't been hearing about it, right? They use some phrases in there, like Aborigines, African descent, right? Now, I go look it up. And guess who are the Aborigines? You and I. But it gets a little more deeper. Let me show you these receipts. Let me show you these receipts, baby. The truth is coming out. Now, the courts, the Supreme Court had ruled that nobody, literally nobody, and I marked it in yellow, is not a citizen of the United States. All the immigrants.
Wait. Let's let that sink in. Because I told y'all they been said this. This is not brand new, by the way. This is not brand new. And what he's looking at, hold on. This is what he was looking at. Now, I need y'all to understand that, again, this is not brand new. Some of what he said is not right, but the majority of it is. I'm going to clear it up because I've already put this out. So I'm going to clear it up. I'm going to tell y'all why that is. Hold up, wait a minute. But this is what he's talking about. I have what he's talking about.
Are considered citizens of Washington, D.C.
Hold on, let me repeat that.
Now, the courts, the Supreme Court had ruled that nobody, literally nobody, and I marked it in yellow, is not a citizen of the United States. All the immigrants are considered citizens of Washington, D.C.
Now, the problem with that is the fact that part of that is right, but any citizen is going to be tied to Washington, D.C. Any citizen, not just the immigrants. Any citizen. Like in my intro, remember when I played that one in my intro? I played the clip. I was on Sister Bethy channel, and I was breaking down. Hold on, let me see if I can find that real quick. I broke that part down. Ain't gonna take but a quick second. We live. You can see my beautiful face anyway. We live. You know, you ain't seen my face in a minute. You know what I'm saying? No, my good side. No, which one is my good side? I'm just playing. Shut up, they ain't heard ya. Okay. It's right. Hold up. Letting it load up. Okay. Okay. All right, so I'm getting ready to play that little hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. So I'm getting ready to play that little pop right there. So y'all can see what I'm talking about. Now I do have a full segment on this, but I forgot the name of the video. But I know for the one that I'm getting ready to play is a clip of what I was talking about to the panel. It was like Sister Becky had a panel, and I was talking to them, and I was explaining it then.
Oh, because I'm watching it there. Which is this one?
And I was telling you how you could point out your enemies. Here you go. Once people get cognizant of what's going on, then yeah, we can make some changes because their stay is a temporary stay. The reason why is because if you look at the term resident, that means that's a person in transient status. That means that that person has somewhere else to go. Yeah. That's not their original land. So this is what you're calling yourself when you're saying that you're a citizen. Once people get cognizant of what's going on, then yeah, we can make some changes because their stay is a temporary stay. The reason why is because if you look at the term resident, that means that's a person in transient status. That means that that person has somewhere else to go. Yeah. That's not their original land. So this is what you're calling yourself when you're saying that you're a citizen. You're saying the same thing. A citizen is a resident. Resident is a person in transient status. That means you're there temporarily. That doesn't mean that you're there permanently. People are not tied to their states. They're tied to a state. Which one is that? It's 13 districts. So who was the head of the 13 districts? The corporation. So where was the corporation established? Washington, D.C. But Washington, D.C. is not a state, right? So anybody that's a citizen, that means that you're stateless. If you're stateless, that means you're not tied to any state. That means you're not tied to their constitution. The reason why is because you're tied to the city of Washington as a citizen. So you're here temporarily by that pay. I was breaking this down a long time. Okay, the federal citizenship is a municipal franchise domiciled in the District of Columbia. Look what I put right here. That's a quote. Y'all can pull this up. This was a long time ago. I did a whole segment on this. I just can't remember the name of the video too. I think I did this a couple times, and I broke this down even further. But like, I'm gonna stop doing rapid fire ones because it seemed like I should be doing that for like podcasts. Like if I'm on a podcast and I rapid fire information like that, I'm gonna save that for podcasts. Like when I pop up at a podcast, I'll do that. Live streams like this and videos, we can have a conversation about it. If it's something that you don't understand, you should say it in the chat. Because I'm here. And we could break this down. Anything that you don't understand, I got it. I'm right here in front of my whole setup. What part of this you don't understand? Anybody that's a citizen, you're not tied to the state. You're not tied to the Constitution. I've been saying this. So what the brother was saying was right, but it's all the way. It's not just for the immigrants. It's for everybody. Everybody that claim they're a citizen, they tied to this Washington, D.C. That was fraudulently done. So I'm going to repeat this one more time. Once people get cognizant of what's going on, look, even what I'm showing you, look at what I'm showing you right here. It say British America. I'm looking at my other screen right here, y'all. So when y'all see me turn this way, or when y'all see me turn that way, I got two separate screens, and I got this middle screen where I see y'all. So when I'm turning this way, I'm looking at the screen to see what y'all are looking at. But that says British America at the bottom. This is the British American map. Now we talking about we can make some changes because their stay is a temporary stay. The reason why is because if you look at the term resident, look, hold on, real quick. Let me see if Google got rid of this. See if y'all can find find this map real quick. And
I'm
come right
lost
back.
in this video.
Come right back real quick. See if y'all can find this British American map real quick. I hope they didn't get rid of it. See if you can pop this up.
Yo,
we
it's
gonna
good,
get to the
it's good.
14. Everything that I said in the beginning, everything we gonna get into, we gonna get into. We gonna get into this. All of that. We about to break that down. How does this affect the American Indians? Because that's what the American Indians are. The indigenous people of this landmass. We made a mistake by trying to become a citizen. We made the mistake. Keep in mind, only 150,000, less than that really, but only 150,000 Indians became citizens on the Indian Citizenship Act. So everybody else was what? Not a citizen. Okay? Now keep in mind, we was fighting for first-class citizenship in the 1960s during the Civil Rights era. Don't forget that. I keep repeating that because I'm the only one stating that. I keep telling y'all that's a problem. When we were looking for first-class citizenship, that was the mistake. We lost everything. As soon as we became citizens, because why? Because right now, tell me.
Yo, what's up? Type in the chat so we can talk about some shit.
Are you first class, second class, or third class? Which one are you?
What's on your mind? Type it in the chat, man.
Okay, y'all see this map on Google? All right. Now, I want you to look at this map closely and look at the names on the map.
I can't see the fucking names on the fucking map.
Hold on, that's not the same one. I'm not finding it. Wait, y'all said y'all got this on Google?
Google.
There we go. I got it. No, I got it. I got it. They were selling this map. They were selling this map on. Oh, they sold it. Dictionary of Books Relating to America, number 11154. Southampton,
British
Massachusetts.
America?
They sold this in Southampton, Massachusetts. I wonder how much they sold this for. Interesting. They don't tell you the price. Interesting. But it says the map's title states that it's, quote, by the author of American Independence, end quote. This is, of course, not Thomas Jefferson. The map is after all dated 1775, but rather John Cartwright, 1740 to 1782, an English naval officer and political reformer. He included the map in a revised 1775 edition of his American Independence, The Interest and Glory of Great Britain, which argued that, quote, that by granting the colonists an unrestrained civil freedom and legislative independence, we may most effectually secure their future commercial dependence upon, and consequently shall best promote the interest and glory and support the glory of Great Britain. Cartwright was not so visionary as to attend a union of the British American colonies, but rather that each colony be granted independence within a British-led confederacy. Okay. As shown on this map, he went as far as to recommend boundaries for 19 new states, each designed so that, quote, none should be too large or too small, all having an ample surface and an extensive maritime frontier, and being thereby every way calculated for being hereafter joined with the rest of the free and independent states in the Grand British Confederacy. Page 47 through 48. Okay. Okay. You may, wait, what happened, y'all? Wait, what happened? What y'all talking about? Y'all can't see when I'm pulling up? Like, okay, first of all, look at the map, right? Y'all can see this, right? But look at the names that he gave it. Look at Chickasaw, Choctaw. Remember when I told y'all about West Florida? East Florida? South Carolina? Look at Virginia? Pennsylvania? Ohio River? Now keep in mind, this would be the side that they would consider the 13 colonies. Okay, so they say they extended, according to him, what was his name? John Cartwright, he was extending the territories. And now you know, and this is another reason why this correlate with what Trump did, because even in this article, let me pull that back up. The article told you right here that, wait, because he pointed this out, and I'm glad that he did that. Wait. Okay, the Justice Department said U.S. territories are not in the United States within the meaning of the Constitution. Only Congress can confer the citizenship of the American Samoa, but that's everybody though.
They're about to get me copyrighted playing the Beatles. Hold on.
This is another reason why you're not tied to the Constitution. Because of the citizenship part. The citizenship led you to be governed by a foreign entity, not by the Constitution. The Justice Department, again, so the Justice Department said that U.S. territories are not in the United States. So this is all the more reason why he knew to add whatever he wanted because they were territories. They're not, at this point, they were not states. In his eyes, they were just territories. In John Cartwright's eyes.
Cockright.
Wawatam.
That's a cockright.
Look, Erie Land. Sinican. Heron. Montreal. What Montreal going all the way over here? New Hampshire. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, then Canada and Quebec. Put them together now. Put them all together. So now they are part of the 13 colonies.
Good boy, Marco.
1740. I'm gonna give y'all a link to this so y'all can have this map. They go to link in the chat. That's the link so y'all can download this map before it somehow disappears. Because again, it's already sold. Y'all can see that it's sold. Look, there y'all go. 1775.
Booty,
And they say the 1755 map of North America. Look at it. Look. No, this is his actual map, Montana. This is John Cartwright's actual map. Of British America. And they say, of course, it wasn't Thomas Jefferson's map. And they told you what he, and keep in mind, this was inside of his book also. So I'm gonna see if I could grab the book also. But we'll see, because with it being this old, we'll see. I'm gonna see how I can find that real quick. Not now, at this very moment, but I'm making note of that. I'm gonna grab that book. But yeah, this is there y'all go. So y'all won't lose this. Keep this for your records. Because what you want to do is use it against them. This is why it's important. You want to use it against them. Use all this information that they put out. Mercedes, scroll up. Use all this information. Oh, hold on, I'll pin it. Hold on, I'll pin it. All right, look at the pin message. It's in the pin message. Just in case it was a live people. It's the pin message.
I'm about to hit 2 million this time, baby. Let's fucking go. I think I got it this one.
And use it against them. Their information that they put out.
I'm already at 1.3.
Always.
I'm making it happen. Ah!
The reason why I brought that up is because
I was at 1.361 and I had a good one. All I had to do is get 700.
Because
fuck.
The way the law goes, like even Black's, remember when I showed y'all I have volume 1 of the Black's Law Dictionary? I'm not trying to rub it in everybody's face, but I got the actual version. I don't have no PDF, none of that. I got the actual volume 1. You know what I'm saying? I paid some money for that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, matter of fact, hold on. Let me rub it in my haters' faces real quick. They don't got none of that. Yeah,
Look at what I got out the glass case. But yeah, it look pretty beat up, don't it? We like, what the hell is this? What you got? Well, what you got to see, Dane? I just want you to look at how beat up this is. This is the reason why we keep it in a glass case. Well, when we look to the side, we like, wait a minute, man. Ooh, this is thick book, man. What's all this about? From A to Z. Man, this is one of our secret weapons. Now, let me show you. This the first one, baby. See how I say 1091. Now, this cost me a pretty penny. The only way you can be able to get something like this now is if you get it from me. All right, look. The reason why I'm showing y'all this is because I believe somebody brought it up in the 13% community, sir. I said, all right, I got you. Hope y'all having a great day. I'll see you all soon. Wado.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can brag about the books I got. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Look how close I was to 2 million. Fuck. Oh my god.
As far as the law is concerned.
Fuck.
Get your hands on volume 3 at least. Get your hands on volume 3. I'm not making
Bitch.
That's out. For free? That's out. That's for free. I paid money for this. I can make copies. I ain't doing it for free. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That ain't happening. You gonna have to put something to this. You know, we got the copy machine right now in the office downstairs. So, you know, whenever you ready, you let me know. But you know, I can't, you know, put out online right now that I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna be putting the book out for free anyway. You understand what I'm saying? They'll get me for copyright. I wouldn't be doing that. But yeah. So let me go back to this. So even if I do end up saying, psych, you'll know that personally. I wouldn't say that online.
Oh,
like, I don't need your money.
motherfucker.
I'm just throwing a hint out there. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Look, I just need to say that online. You understand what I'm saying? But once people get cognizant of what's going on, then yeah, we can make some changes because their stay is a temporary stay. The reason why is because if you look at the term resident, that means that's a person in transient status. That means that person has somewhere else to go. Yeah. That's not their original land. So this is what you're calling yourself when you're saying that you're a citizen. You're saying so I'm pointing out right here in the laws that I'm telling y'all to look up Black's Law Dictionary.
Son of a bitch.
Right there. Right there. I think this is around the time when I didn't want to let people know I had the first edition, but I was letting you know.
I gotta take a break for a minute.
What a resident is. Intent.
I was like so close to 2 million. I've been trying to get 2 million for like 3 days.
As the intent. Listen, time is not so essential as the intent.
I got it figured out though. It's really just about patience.
Or shorter period.
Hey, go hit the like button. I'm trying to run the likes up.
Temporarily. You're not there for long or short.
Run them likes up. Run them likes up.
I
don't fucking care. They already deleted my fucking channels. I had over 7 million views. All my videos were going viral and they fucking deleted it. So I don't really care if you hit the fucking like button, if you share it or not. Because the moment this channel blows up, they're going to delete it again. That's why I haven't even been posting. I don't really give a fuck because this will be the like 4th fucking channel that I tried to build up.
People are not tied to their states. They're tied to estates. Which one is that? It's 13 districts. So who was the head of the 13 districts? The corporation. So where was the corporation established? Washington, D.C. Now, the corporation was, and remember I told y'all it was originally called the city of Washington. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States of America. Notice how it says USA. Okay, D.C. stands for the District of Columbia, which is the federal district containing the city of Washington. "13 districts. Who was the head of the 13 districts? Who was the head of the corporation? Well, where was the corporation established? In the city of Washington. What is that? Washington, D.C. You hear me breaking it down. In D.C. Washington, D.C. is not a state, right? Now, Washington, D.C. still to this very day is not a state. Still to this very day. So if you tied to Washington, D.C. as a citizen, you're not tied to the Constitution as a citizen. You're tied to the city of Washington as a citizen of that district. This means that you're not tied to any state. Any state law, or whatever, any state constitution, it's not coming to you at all. It has nothing to do with you. In fact, I'm gonna go even further than this here in a second. I'm about to go even further than this because it goes back to your status as well. Like, for some of y'all don't understand, when y'all calling yourselves black, you are also, okay, ducking yourself to the very bottom when it comes to the your governmental status. Like, white is a status. Black is a status. It has nothing to do with your skin complexion. Some of y'all may, will call me going over this, but this all correlate. All of this information correlates. So not only are you a citizen of the government, you're a citizen of the district of that government. Listen, not only are you not a citizen of that government, you are a citizen of the district of that government. Listen, just a small portion. Again, transient status, short period, citizen, resident, I'm a resident of, it don't matter. As soon as you say resident, temporary. Citizen, temporary. They can move you how they want to move you. For example, your social security number. Social security is a bond number, right? Bond, stock. Remember we went over that? What happens with bonds and stocks? It moves. It don't stay stationary. Remember how they tell you to buy stocks and don't touch it? Watch the money grow. But in order for money to grow, something got to move. Uh-oh. Why do you think banks want you to keep money in their account? Banks tell you not. Leave your money in the bank because the bank need to use it. The government needs to use you as their money. Ooh. That's why they don't want you to touch it. Ooh.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
They're using you not only as property, they're using you as money. They're using you. You're funding the government because you're playing the game.
I don't play that shit. Sorry.
Woo. Unfortunately, that's why everybody is still up under slavery. Modern slavery. Right now. Not changing until we do something about it. It's not changing until we do something about it. This cannot, you guys gotta understand, this whole government is fraudulent. The entire, I don't care if Trump at the top of it, I don't care if he's draining a swamp, all of them are fraudulent. Every single one of them. Democrats and Republicans. Fraudulent. I don't care what nobody say. That whole thing is fraudulent. And then I told you to go back and look at the Democratic Republican Party. I'm gonna still put that out. But I told y'all they were together before they were separate. What makes you think they so different now?
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's upside down.
Don't make it look like it's a, you know, it's a relationship between a male and a female, and they got separated and they just so happen to work things out because they got children. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. No. No. I'm talking about two political parties that were never two. It was always one. They only divorced because they needed more people. Don't forget our people were the Republicans. They needed more people in order to make things happen. Fraudulently. The whole thing was fraudulent. Why do you think the KKK and the Night Riders were established? It wasn't about racism. It was political racism. That was the Democrats. And that's by congressional record. You can look that up. The Democrats started the Ku Klux Klan, the Night Riders, and told them to go get rid of, to delete everybody that's a Republican. Male, female, mainly males, and it didn't matter their skin complexion. It didn't. It didn't matter if you was a so-called black man or a so-called white man. They were coming after you. And it was pulling you up on them. Why you think the lynchings happened down south? You think they was lynching random people? Or they just so happened to know where that guy was located? Or where they handed greeting cards that was passed around? Listen, inside of their meetings, I'm telling you the truth. Inside of their meetings, they were handing out cards, passing it around inside of their meetings, letting them know where that person was located, telling them to get rid of them. None of your family members was lynched. The people that got lynched was political. Listen, the majority of the people that got hung like that was political. There was always a political move. Even if the person was innocent and had nothing, for example, even if the person was innocent and had nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans at that time. For example, 1921 Tulsa, Oklahoma. They blamed it on a little boy. Said that he touched on some girl, some white lady in an elevator. They ended up lynching him. But see, that's still political. Keep that in mind. That's not racism. That was political. They needed a false flag in order to start something that they want done. They were jealous at the people in the Greenwood district, which was mainly us, prospering. They needed to come up with something to start a war. Y'all got to understand what's going on. All that stuff is political. The whole thing. Even though, like I said, even though it's going to be some people that were associated with some lynchings, it was all political. It was false flags. It wasn't just random. It wasn't random. It was planned. It was planned. Those race riots that started in those schools in the South, guess who started them? Guess who started them? I'm talking about all of them. In the schools, they all documented. From the schools to the government buildings, it was a lot. Do y'all know how many race riots it were? How come that's not being talked about? I'm talking about multiple race riots throughout the Americas. Everywhere. Grocery stores, schools, churches, governmental buildings, little congressional meetings, they was popping up. It was, them folks wasn't worried about holding up signs, marching outside. Them folks was getting to it. And making noise as much as they could, and got rid of people at the same time. They walk up to you, ask you one question. They don't like your answers, your throat gone. That's how it was back then. It was cutthroat. No pun intended. Look, and that's why these folks mad now. Because they thinking that time is getting ready to return. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it might. Because more and more of our people are waking up to what happened to our people. And our people gonna be upset once they see what happened. Once they see that this government fraudulently took our land, and said that we was Africans and we came from another continent, when our people wake up to the fact that that was all a lie, it's over with. This is the reason why there's only immigrants in the comments trying to come back. I'm gonna be upfront with you. There's somebody that I don't
want the fucking land back, man.
I don't associate myself with that.
Give it. Give it back.
Why? Because they are tethering off of us. If it wasn't for us, it would be no them. Now, that's not to all the immigrants. The immigrants that's cool, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about them immigrants that's foolish, that know better. I'm talking to them. Okay? Trying to make it seem like they in the way.
Hit the fucking like
nah,
button,
you just one of them nets and
motherfucker.
flies that we swing around and smack around. We got more than a fly. I'm not saying no violence. I'm not saying no violence when I say this. We got more than a fly swatter to get rid of you. So you can keep being annoying all you want. Oh, we gonna go to court. We dare you to pull up in court. Dare you. Dare you. We locked and loaded. We dare you. Nigga, we won our last one. I dare you, nigga.
Ooh. You hear that?
Go ahead and waste time. And we're gonna make sure everything public this time. The last ones were scared. Scrambling. Please don't make this public. Here, sign this. No, we was going straight to the tabloids with it. Immediately, nigga. They had to pay us to shut up. Like, oh no, you gonna have to no, it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost. You gonna have to pay. You want me to shut up? Pay for it. They ain't happening again. make sure of that. So now that I know that's how they gonna go, okay, to a point where they was begging a judge and begging a judge and begging a judge not to make this stuff public, and we really couldn't say nothing about it. We was like, all right, so let's get something up out of it. Let's get some money. And we got money up out of it. That's not happening again. Everything is going to be public the next go round. Everything. And don't get it twisted. I have everything just in case it went public. I got everything. I paid for the transcript. That was almost $1,200. I got the videos too. That was $3,000. I got everything. Everything. The whole thing. The whole thing. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Their side and mine. I got the whole thing.
The whole motherfucking thing.
So, look, you better sign another agreement because they expired. This ain't for life. Keep that in mind.
Motherfucker.
So you're gonna have to do some more kissing.
Gonna have to kiss that ass, eh?
Huh?
You're gonna have to kiss it.
Right now, anybody else that do that again, straight up, we definitely making sure everything public. Up front. We saw how they played the last time. No, we ain't playing them games this time. So I dare you to
Oh shit. Oh shit.
And you thought shit was sweet. Like we ain't ready. You found out quick, didn't you? That campaign got shot down as soon as we let them know that they was trying to say that we was related to them and all this bullshit they trying to come up with online. They didn't say that in court. But they was having people, they was paying people behind the scenes to come up with a slander campaign. I was like, oh no, this about to get shut down. Quick. Brought all that up in court. No, it's getting public. And we know their names and addresses. Everything public. That's why they try to keep it cool, okay? They try to keep it quiet. Because I can show you how many white people was involved. I can show you how many pale faces was involved, $5 Indians was involved, and how many tribes was involved. Fraudulently.
$5.
And guess what? I'm still here. By the grace of the Creator, though. And my ancestors. Any weapon formed against me won't ever prosper. The reason why I'm talking like this is because it's real. You see me on camera. I don't got no people. For what? What I got to lie for? What? Excuse me. What am I getting out of this? What I got to lie for? I'm using my real name.
Using the cheat code and shredding it with my character.
This is me for real. This is me. What I got to lie for? I ain't one of them spooky them people. No, we got serious stuff we got to do. So anybody that's a citizen, that means that you're stateless. And if you're stateless, that means you're not tied to any state. That means you're not tied to their constitution. Screenshot this. I dare you. Screenshot it. Murphy versus Ramsey. Murphy versus Ramsey. Federal citizenship is a municipal franchise.
My body.
Domiciled in the District of Columbia. Federal, I'm gonna say it again. This is the truth. I told y'all not tied to the state. You tied to the District of Columbia. Look this up. Murphy versus Ramsey. Look it up.
Oh, you better look it up.
Federal citizenship is a municipal franchise.
Oh.
Domiciled in the District of Columbia.
Better look it up.
Look, I don't know about them other people online. I can't speak for them about what they got. Nigga, when I say I got receipts, evidence, proof. I got it. I got it. I can only speak for me and my wife. We got it. We don't play no games.
Nada.
What your feelings feeling like.
We got nada.
This ain't about how you feel. Oh, they cater to me. This ain't for you. I'm not putting on a show for you. I'm not putting on a show for nobody. I'm just here to show what I got.
Mother.
Based on my research. And I'm teaching it.
Oh, he's killing it.
So everybody can understand so we can make some changes. That's the end goal, by the way.
So they added me to the fucking game. As you could see, I'm in the fucking game. Right? That's me right there. The developers reached out to me and they added me to the fucking game, and you guys are watching the homie Uphill Skater. He downloaded my character and he's fucking killing it.
We got way more stuff to do. And I see my responsibility is a lot larger than I thought. Because yes, things are changing. And all the way down to what Trump did. Hey, look, they in the court, y'all. They in the court. Supreme Court declines to rule on what makes a U.S. citizen. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Red motherfucking flag, motherfucker.
Supreme Court know better, because as soon as you do that, you're exposing what? It's almost like the Trump administration daring them to do it. Because that's going to expose, number one, who the indigenous people are. Number one. And there's going to be a lot of felons getting hurt. And I'm going to tell you right now.
We do not care.
We don't care. Dane, who the indigenous people of America?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Let me stop. I can do that all day long. I got so many of them loaded up. But, so, all right, let's go back to that. Let's finish this.
The reason why is because you're tied to the city of Washington as a citizen. So you're here temporarily by their paperwork. They're literally trying to take you off of your land. That's the enemy. That's how you point them out.
Easter egg. Easter egg. I can't zoom in on this because it's a video. But at the end of that video, this is an Easter egg. I gave y'all Easter egg right here.
Easter egg head ass motherfucker.
I'm gonna just read a couple of lines from section 1. Y'all got homework. I'm not telling you where I got it from. I'm not telling you what this is. This is an Easter egg. You come tell me what this is. Hitting people of color. Hitting people of color.
Bye-bye.
Listen. For known and within this commonwealth, that's a hint of where this is, are hereby made and declared to be citizens of the commonwealth and entitled to all the rights, privileges, and immunity. We're going to go so hard on them. We're going to go so hard on them because, again, when you look this information up, they stepping on their own toes. They debunking themselves. We ain't even had to do nothing. They did it to themselves. I'm not going to tell y'all if y'all right or wrong in the chat. Some of y'all right. But I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I want people to do their homework. Huh? I up now. Let them screenshot this and let them look this up. There's some folks out there that don't know what this is. They ain't say. Nah, man, let me not go too far because I'm going to give it up. I did say Commonwealth. But it's a couple of Commonwealths out here now. Couple of them. All right. I'm not telling you what the homework. Nope. Let's go back to the video.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. It just got juicy. So, in case you ain't heard, they've been having these birthright 14th Amendment secret meetings. And you know me, Yeti had to get in on it and why it's so secretive, because you haven't been hearing about it, right?
Oh no, that's right. This is a totally different thing. But you can't handle the truth. We're not Indian either. We're Choctaw, Chickasaw, Blackfoot, Yamasee, Iroquois. Yeah, you are who your tribe is. You are who your tribe is. I know.
Use some phrases in there, like Aborigines, African descent, right?
Let me explain. Hold on. Let me explain that before that get confusing to certain people. The reason why you are who your tribe is because that's your family. They can't take that away from you. But when it comes to this government, the communication has to be American Indian, Aboriginal, Ameri Indian, Urban Indian. You have to use those terms because that's what it was in law. They refer to you as these terms in law. This is the reason why they kept reclassifying you so you can't trace it back to that term. So you can say, wait a minute, you talking about the same person. When you say colored, Negro, wait, you talking about the Indian. You talking about the same person. So don't ever discredit that. I know what you mean, okay? But I'm talking about from a law standpoint, don't get rid of it. Okay? Don't toss it out the window because they purposely put all the way back to the Continental Congress. They purposely started the misclassification right then and there. Even though, yes, we know that we're indigenous to this land. But nah, hold on. Use their terms against them. Okay? Even though I understand where you're coming from, don't forget that. Use their terms against them. Now, when it come to me and it come to you, like if we met each other in person, yeah, we greet each other by our tribes, our tribal affiliation. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to this government, you have to call out the terms that they use. Have to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They cutting you off, Dane? Who cutting me off? Wait, y'all, hold on. Wait, y'all can't hear me? Right. Y'all can't hear me? No, you good? I hear you just fine? It was a commercial. Okay, I appreciate that, y'all. All right, so y'all heard what I said, though, right? Type 13 if y'all heard what I said. If I need to say it again, I'll say it again. Because that was a very good very good statement that the family was saying right there in the chat, and that's why I mentioned that. Because that is true. You refer to yourself as who your family is. You know what I'm saying? You don't go by, you know what I'm saying? Like those gestures that they came up, or those social constructs that they came up with. 13, a lot of 13. So y'all heard me, okay. But yeah, you don't do that. You refer to each other as who you are. But when it comes to law, for the government to understand, you see what I'm saying, that we still here, you use it against them. Use those same social constructs against them. Okay? To let them know. Because we not only need to be getting them for misclassification and reclassification, we need to be getting them for the whole thing. Not just about the identity crisis. It got to be about the whole thing. No, that's good that it's good that you know, but it's a lot of people, it's a lot of other people that don't know. So I don't want them to get it twisted. Yeah, we don't have to refer to each other when we speaking to each other in person as American Indian. We refer to each other by our tribe. We refer to each other by our family. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, this the reason why I use Niji. Okay? Don't get it twisted. You'll hear me say Aboriginal, Aborigine, Indian. You'll hear me say that, but I use Niji. Okay? Because that's straight up my associate. Straight up. That's kinfolk. That's bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Niji chilln. The whole time, Niji chilln. And I know a lot of them are going to say that's Ojibwa, but don't forget, Ojibwa is what? The Algonquin. I'm going to teach y'all about the language too, by the way. Be looking out for that. I'm putting out segments on the language. Hands down. Y'all going to learn. Y'all going to learn. We're going to teach y'all about the language. You got to know your mother language. You got to know your mother tongue. Look, you heard what I said? You got to know your mother language. You got to know your mother tongue. You got to know it. It's my obligation. I'm going to teach y'all. Y'all going to know. Y'all going to know. But that's why I was throwing it in their faces. I was using specific words like Osio. I was using specific words purposely. Okay? So, I'm hitting them in their mouth to let them know I know what's going on. I know what's going on. But I'm going to continue to make sure that y'all know what's going on. We're going to make it happen. Man, Mercedes, I apologize. Hold on, y'all. Mercedes, thank you for the super chat. Mercedes, next time, when y'all do super chats, leave a message, please. Leave a message in the super chat. Don't leave it blank, please. Even when y'all resubscribing like how Gary did, shout out to Gary. Gary been a member for 30 months in a row. He said, let's go, Chief. I like that. I appreciate when y'all put messages in there. Please put messages in there. And shout out to Gary, shout out to Air Quad 5, brother. See your brother. Sister. Oh my goodness, Chief, I apologize. Why you just becoming a member? What happened? Taurus, babe, thank you for becoming a member. Goddess Duncan, thank you for being a member for 6 months in a row. She said, I thank the ancestors for you, brother. I thank the ancestors for you too, sister. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chiefess. The Real Bird Man Jr. been a member for 23 months in a row.
Ready for dinner,
He said,
buddy?
thank you, Dane. I need help with my ancestry in Tennessee. We need to talk
you
inside
dinner
of the
soon?
13% community server.
You want dinner, buddy?
I need to see where you at.
All right, we'll get dinner going.
Get inside of the
okay?
just type 13, and the link is gonna pop up. It's free. I'm not asking for a penny. Just get in there. Claire Sanders, thank you for the super chat. He said he is cooking. Hope you are writing down the receipt. Absolutely, Carla. I appreciate that. Chief Ryan, what up, Ryan? The truth will set you free. Yeah, I appreciate that. Absolutely, and man, shout out to Ryan. Matter of fact, hold on, we dropping some. Shout out to all the moderators and administrators be holding it down. Isaiah Walton, I appreciate that. He said laughing needlessly. It must have been because that was 7 minutes ago. It must have been one of the parts. Aaron Quad. Oh, Aaron Quad Firebird Big. Hold on, where the joint at?
Set it on fire.
Oh yeah, I did. I gotta put that little graphic in there again. Okay, I'm gonna do this because I got another one too when something big happened. I gotta put that back in there. I gotta fix it up and put it back in there. But I appreciate that, Chief. Thank you. I appreciate that. Matter of fact, let me drop a big one. Do a book on the language? We are gonna do a book on the language, Isaiah. We are. There's another book that's getting ready to come out too, y'all. Should I tell them? But it's getting ready to happen. It's another book getting ready to come. If y'all was in the 13%, y'all should already know when this is. Your trust. But that's getting ready to come out. Genealogy Part 2 gonna come out too. We've been working on it. David been a member for 46 months in a row. What's that, make sure y'all thank you for becoming a member. Hold on, we about to do it. Sharon with the big one on my cash app. Sharon, I appreciate that. You said thank you for the knowledge I'm learning. Absolutely, Sharon. That's what I'm here for, Sharon. Thank you for the cash app, Sharon. I appreciate that. And Angela, thank you for the cash app. She said, lovely. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Quest have been a member for 26 months in a row. He said, Dane, keep your foot on their necks. Absolutely. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping.
Now, I go look it up. And guess who are the Aborigines? You and I. But it gets a little more deeper. Let me show you these receipts. Let me show you these receipts, baby. The truth is coming out. Now, the courts, the Supreme Court had ruled that nobody, literally nobody, and I marked it in yellow, is not a citizen of the United States. All the immigrants are considered citizens of Washington, D.C. So they've been using us all along, right? Because I'm going to show you the word Aborigines, where they took out the 14th Amendment in a minute, but they've been using us. And this is what I mean. The 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment are considered the second constitution for so-called African Americans. So we have our own constitution. So what they've been doing, they've been using us, piggyback off of us, telling us, well, we got citizenship too. But no, they only got citizenship in Washington, D.C. Now, these receipts I'm about to show you, keep in mind
that's everybody though,
that no Native Americans became citizens until 1924. So keep that in mind.
Wait.
Now, take the screenshot.
Hold up, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. Because it's not Native American, it was Indians. Okay? That's the Indian Citizenship Act. It was not Native Americans. Keep in mind, Native Americans never got they just recently got their birth certificates in 2017. Let that sink in. The Indian Citizenship Act of 1924, that had all to do with us. And keep in mind, it was only 150,000 that had their citizenship at that time. That was the majority of those who agreed to share their lands with foreigners, that wanted to keep their lands but agreed to share their lands with foreigners. But not everybody else. We're talking about millions and millions of people that did not become citizens at that time, of our people. Shout out to Chief Needy Warrior for the 5 gifted. I appreciate that, sister. Thank you, Chiefess. 7 Stone Studio, thank you for the super chat. Saying love to all Needy, Chippewa, Blackfoot. I'm finding more bloodlines too. Set it on fire. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, so around this time, because I see the brother trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking the brother. Keep in mind, this is not a knock to the brother. But no, this has all to do with, you see, this is the reason why y'all got to be careful with where y'all looking up the information. Okay? Because the term Native American didn't even exist in the 1920s. Listen, the term Native American didn't exist in the 1920s. So if they talking about 1920s information and added the term Native American, it's all been done over. The term Native American didn't exist in the 1920s. Hands down. This ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The term Native American, I told you. I'm talking about when it was associating with a group of people that was supposed to be the so-called Indians. That came way later, 1970s. Prior to that, it was used on a group of immigrants that was trying to establish their nationality here in America, and they were up against the Whigs and the Federalists. They were a political party called the Native American Party. That was the only time the term Native American was used.
I'm sneaking in the knowledge. I hope you guys are getting this shit.
It's called the Know Nothings. Because they knew nothing. They knew nothing about their people. They knew nothing about this country. They knew nothing about your people. They knew nothing about your history, and they turn around and trying to tell you who you are nowadays? Well, whose education? Huh? But yeah, again, it was less than 150,000 that got citizenship at that time, 1924. Check. What else happened in 1924, y'all? The Indian was being changed to, oh, wait, I'm going too far. Let me not give it away. Check. 1924, talk to me. Same year, Indian Citizenship Act. What happened? 1924, talk to me. Hold on, let me cut it on. There you go. There you go. Let me keep that up. Indian removal was 1930. What came in 1924? Right, Walter Plucker did what? Right, there it is. There it is. Look. The Racial Integrity Act. Same year. And it was not just the Virginia Indians, it was all of the Indians. The General Assembly of Virginia sent that up to the government, and it streamlined. Everybody got hit. Yes, Walter Plecker started it in Virginia.
Fuck.
But it was the government that made it streamlined. Everybody got reclassified. Uh-oh. They go, look at the civil lawsuit right there. Listen to me. Look at it right there. The same year you changing somebody's identity gonna be the same year you're gonna give them citizenship? And the ones that didn't get it, what happened? They still got reclassified, and then it got reclassified over and over and over and over. You went from Indian to color to Negro to, you see what I'm saying? Mulatto. Look. Put it together. The movie Gangs of New York got a lot of Jews, yeah. Mahogany, thank you for the super chat, but you're right. Indian God, thank you for becoming a member. My Veta, thank you for becoming a member. All right.
Take a screenshot, because this is very important.
Fuck.
Take a screenshot. Now, take a screenshot again, because I had to cut it down. Before the 14th Amendment explicitly, right, stood as the indigenous peoples of the Americas and those of African descent from citizenship. Now, hold up. Mm-hmm. If the Native Americans...
I like that. I know where they got this from, but I'm gonna leave let that be his source, of where he got that part from, where it says understood the indigenous peoples of America and those of African descent from citizenship. I understand. So basically letting them know that the Aboriginals were separate from the Africans. I know where this came from, but I'm gonna leave that brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him have that. And but yeah, I mean, all I'm gonna do is give you what I've been giving you. I like that part though. I mean, it is what it is. But you just know, keep in mind, brother, just know that they're still brand new because they're using Native American. Like, I'm not trying to give up your source, but brother, be careful where you're getting your sources from because of that. As long as you understand that they changed it, that's cool. You understand what I'm saying? But make sure you're telling people that they changed it. Also, because that's not what it originally read. And that's not what it was originally for. The Native Americans, as a people, just got their birth certificates in 2007. Just got it. They just got it.
Didn't become citizens until 1924. Well, then who's the Aborigines then?
I like
you and I.
What?
What's cracking?
And as you can see, I'm not lying, right?
Fuck yeah. Oh, nice.
Aborigines?
I'm sitting here fucking live, fucking streaming.
Is it starting to make sense why these meetings are so quiet? Because the lady, she was asking simply, do you know who the Aborigines is? She said, yeah. These was the first peoples to the landmass.
That's sick. I know I got hella shit going on right now.
Speaking of codes, not code that, now we're going up. And as you can see, they got codes. So they piggybacking off of us, man. Woo! The truth is coming out.
Oh, I love that spot.
I gave it to her. The brother funny.
Fuck.
I mean, I guess, you know, say it is what it is. I'm not, again, as long as he, you know, he trying. Let me give it to him. He trying. Matter of fact, I'll give
Hold
him
on, let me turn this down. Yeah, I be stuck on the game because it never stops. I be stuck on the game because the shit never stops. That's lit. Fuck. That's tight. Hell yeah. Damn. That's hard. That's dope as fuck. Oh, that edit? That shit's sick as fuck. Let me look on Instagram because I only saw it on Dylan's page. I didn't see it on your page. Yeah, I like that edit though. That shit was hard. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go run your post up right now. I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, and I'm live on 3 lobbies. Yeah, so I'm basically live on 4 things. I'm live on 4 different things. You trying to skate tomorrow though? Oh, no way. Yeah, it's still early there for that shit. It's just getting popping. I'll hit you back though.
To the citizenship part. Real quick. This was one of my docs, but let me skip up to the citizenship part. Right here. Okay, hold on, wait. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go. Right. Hold on, wait. Wait. Right here. Right here. Okay. What is the status of black and white in the government? Now, the reason why is because I want to look, and y'all out there that's on TikTok, clip this. I'm not going, well, hold on, I may interrupt. I'm going live. I may interrupt. But this is in, oh shoot, where's it at? It's on, I just reposted it again, didn't I? No, I did. I thought I did. Never mind. Don't clip it the way you want to clip it, okay? But either way, this part right here is critical because it's matching with what they were already doing as far as the Trump administration. Because, see, keep in mind, the Supreme Court knows this already. The majority of this information is known by the Supreme Court. The good thing about it is that Trump's administration's lawyers investigated it and found out. That's why they taken it to the Supreme Court to challenge it. That's why you see the Supreme Court trying to decline. Hold on, let me pull that up. Right here. They declined to rule on what makes a U.S. citizen. Because you guys gonna understand that's gonna bust it wide open. And I know for a fact that they're not giving up. I'm talking about the Trump administration. They're not giving up. I already know the next move, but let's let it happen. Let's let it happen. Because on top of that, I think once some of that get in there and the U.S. Supreme Court give way, we can insert ourselves in there. At that point, we can come with the civil lawsuits. Okay? Let me drop the phone. Because now, because see, all they gotta do is slip up and recognize the wrong. As soon as they did that, we jumping in. We jumping in. Okay? And there go your reparations right there, by the way. But anyway, let me play the video. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Where that video at? Okay. So here we go. What does it mean to carry the status of white and to carry the status of black with the government? The ruling elite, or those who wielded power during colonial times, drafted an
They hate that I be
idea
bringing
to
y'all this
create
knowledge.
different ranks of positional status that can only be determined by a governing body of a country. Just like the operation of a corporation would consist of various positional statuses or ranks within their managerial boards, overseeing committees, or throughout the organization in general, ranging from the highest rank to the lowest rank. And each person entitled to a rank given will be obligated to perform the duties or occupations that their specific rank will require of them. You will find this method of ranking authority embedded within any institution, a military, and within the civilization of a colonized country. This is what it means to be civilized, to respect the authority above all, uncritically, and its compulsory way of living life it bestowed upon you. Talking about the government. It's hard for today's society in America to swallow the pill of truth concerning how their enemies established a social and cultural development problem without ever leaving their seats. If I were to ask you when this black versus white racial issue began, some of you will say around 400 years ago. Some of you may say within the 1960s. And a few of you may say during the year 1492. But if it is a white supremacy issue, then realistically, what does the label white mean, since it is not referring to skin color? Just after Bacon's rebellion that took place in the colony of Virginia in 1676. Stop. Okay, I'm just letting that part sink in. Just after Bacon's rebellion. Y'all know about Bacon's rebellion, right? That took place in the colony of Virginia in 1676. I'm not trying to change the subject. Which lasted over a year. The British ruling elite sent lawmakers and extra troops to the colonies of Maryland and Virginia, who were ordered to disband all local unions of indignant workers, servants, and slaves of all racial groups that jointly rebelled against their military stronghold. So listen to that. At that time, what was going on was that a lot of people, no matter their skin complexion, created unions. They formed their own unions to fight against the military stronghold that was being sent by the British. Okay? We got that established? This picture depicts what was going on. I gotta keep it PG on YouTube. Militant stronghold during Bacon's rebellion by way of manipulating legislature that will entice prejudicial separation among them. So in order for them to be separated, to separate the unions, they had to come up with something racial. They had to come up with a scheme to separate them racially. Listen. To make it seem as if they're all competing in one race. And each group of people represents one race. So if you're a black man and you're in this race, you representing the black people. But this is what they were setting up at this time.
Making its first appearance ever in history in the colony of Maryland's anti-miscegenation law during the years.
Anti-miscegenation, listen. Now the anti-miscegenation law was separating, you see how I showed the picture of a so-called black man and a so-called white woman, and they kissed him? Anti-miscegenation, they didn't want interracial mixing. So lawfully they outlawed it. And then they created, they wanted to separate unions of people. Then they created
1681, the label white was created through a developing legislative strategy known as divide and conquer to give rank or status to specific people who were granted special treatment and privileges by the governing body of the British colonies of America. Lawmakers of Virginia sent letters to the London Company, better known as the Virginia Company.
And I'm showing you that I have the letters. That's the letter behind, that's one of them.
Company of London, informing their authoritative overseers of their divide and conquer strategy to prevent future revolts and rebellions from occurring throughout the lands they sought to colonize. So, the implementation of the brand new label, white, as a racial category was...
Hold on, let me stop talking over that. I apologize. Let me
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Let me let that
anti-miscegenation.
Oh my fucking God.
The label white was created through a developing legislative strategy known as divide and conquer to give rank or status to specific people who were granted special treatment and privileges by the governing body of the British colonies of America. Lawmakers of Virginia sent letters to the London Company, better known as the Virginia Company of London, informing their authoritative overseers of their divide and conquer strategy to prevent future revolts and rebellions from occurring throughout the lands they sought to colonize. So, the implementation of the brand new label, white, as a racial category was then elevated to become the highest status a worker, servant, slave, landowner, business owner, etc., can be considered by the governing body of a colony. The status of white granted particular people a variety of special privileges, like, for example, being able to buy more land at a highly discounted price, purchase expensive items with automatic discounts attached to the final cost, granted higher wages as workers and tax breaks as owners, skip to the front of lines of waiting people, and enjoy the feeling of being above anybody else that does not carry the status of white. The divide and conquer strategy consisted of several laws passed to create another status that fell directly to the bottom of.
Now, I'm showing you one of them that I wish y'all could start screenshotting my stuff and do something where you get the, look, I'm
Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Do something where you can see, where you can find it online.
Okay. Oh my
society
God.
Called
I
black.
can't state what that is.
These fucking motherfucker.
People carrying the status of black from marrying people who were under the status of white, and prohibited people under the status of black from holding public office and possessing a weapon.
Damn.
According to these newly formed...
That was the law. Stop, Dan. The reason why I can't tell y'all what that is because every time I do that, they'll go get rid of it. And I don't want y'all to not be able to find it. Yeah, I want to so bad so y'all can know what this is. Notice how it say instructions at the top. But I'm telling you what they're saying. I'm telling you literally what they're saying. I'm giving you the law. Okay?
The divide and
Just know
conquer
that
strategy
I got it.
consisted of several laws
paperwork.
passed to create another status that fell directly to the bottom of society, called black. These slew of laws prohibited people carrying the status of black from marrying
All right,
people
one more game and I'm
who
gonna
were
put
under
some
the
pizza
status
in.
of white, and prohibited people under the status of black from holding public office and possessing a weapon. According to these newly formed laws, once their indentures of servitude expired, those who were considered to be under the white status were immediately paid goods and received guns and gunpowder. Also, persons under the black status were prohibited from suing and testifying against persons under the white status in a court of law.
All right, so now they couldn't sue or testify. Remember how they did that to what's the brother's name in Southampton? And they were saying that he couldn't sue Dred Scott. Remember how they were saying Dred Scott couldn't sue? And remember how long it took him in order for him to go? I'm talking about with his situation, it kept getting passed around and passed around and passed around until it finally went to the Supreme Court, and it still didn't work out in his favor. I don't know why people think it did. I'm like, what? What you think happened? Did you think anything happened for him?
I saved it, guys.
Why you think they ain't got no picture of him?
Fucking saved it. Still
Let
going.
me not say that. Never,
Gotta get this
They got
2
picture of him.
million.
Let me not do that.
Ah!
Let me not say that. Let me leave it alone. God damn it. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. Dred Scott was a real person. He was a real person.
It is essential to note.
I gotta get this 2 million. Gotta get this 2 million.
Divide and conquer laws. The people who were indigenous to these lands of America accepted the laboring assistance
fucked up on that
of
first one.
formerly enslaved.
I didn't
new
fall, but I didn't
immigrants
link it how I wanted
from
to.
Eurasia.
Here we go. Come on.
They were working. These are the okay. Now I went over this in a different segment, but not here. I mean I could have, but it would have made the video too long. In a different video, I went over the tenants. And I was letting y'all know that the tenants, just like right now, still to this very day, they had to pay rent. Back then, this was their way to pay rent. This was their way to make a living. And the majority of them came from Eurasia. Documented. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Why do you think they want you to associate people that came from Eurasia as indentured servants? Contracted employees. Now think about it. Who do you think they were working for? That's the point. In order for you to understand the whole situation, you got to see who they were working for. You got to look at it. See, they tell you one part. They tell you this much in order for you to fill in the blank with the rest, with your mind though. They want you to use your imagination. They don't want you to look it up to see exactly what happened. These folks were dependent on us from day one. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They still depend on us. Nothing move without us. The Trump administration. Let me not go too far. They called
Come
us.
on, let's fucking
I'm
go.
just saying, I ain't called them. Huh?
Lived their lives
He
without
said, I ain't
prejudice.
called that. They called
Because
me,
if it
goddamn
weren't
it.
for the indigenous
Oh
people
my
of
God, what
America,
the
then
fuck? My
the
fingers are
incoming waves
malfunctioning.
of immigrants from Eurasia that were escaping their homeland slavery would not have survived to expand their presence throughout America. So, when the British government authorized the creation of white people throughout the British colonies of America, they purposely did not define the label white as a matter of law still today, so that the incoming immigrants from Eurasia could feel more deserving of these privileges to have a better life in their
Let's
new,
go.
drastically far away from their old world.
Okay, come
If
on.
an individual had no
Come on, let's go.
proof these laws were being passed,
There we go, come on.
they immediately fell to the bottom of society.
There we go. Let's go.
Regardless of skin color.
Regardless of their skin complexion, if this had nothing to do with
Ah!
skin complexion.
1.6.
At that time,
I could have kept going too.
get it out the mud, as we say.
Fucker.
If you don't know, you was automatically at the bottom. If you knew, you privileged enough to have the status of white. This means that it was people that were darker than me and darker than you back then that was labeled white. Back then. So when you look up I'm saying all of this because sometimes when you look up your family records right now, and let's just say you got a grandfather, and let's say that grandfather or great-grandfather was white.
I can't fall.
It
If I
doesn't
fall,
mean their
it's,
skin complexion, honey.
I just lost $500,000.
Oh, brother, sister.
Fucking me.
It don't mean that they're referring to their skin complexion. Brother, sister. It was never about skin tone. The enumerators, and I showed y'all. Well, I showed y'all the instructions. I got the paperwork.
Motherfucking
I showed you the
me.
enumerator instructions. Told you where I got it from. Quoted it directly. Clipped it out of what I got of the paperwork in my library and put it on screen. They got told to do that. And it didn't matter their skin complexion.
Shit's fucked.
It never was about skin tone. They ran with the skin tone part in the 1900s. They ran with it in the 1900s. Back then, 1670s, 1680s, 1700s. Look, when in the look at how it went. The census, when it started in 1790. Almost 1800, right? Prior to that, listen, it wasn't about them classifying. It was about, okay, where you see yourself as. Remember when I told y'all in my previous videos why it's so important to franchise yourself because they disenfranchised us by labeling us whatever they wanted to label us? They disenfranchised us. Actually, we did it to ourselves too by agreeing to become citizens. But you had the freedom to assemble. You still do. You have the freedom to consider yourself whatever you want to call yourself. You still do. They making it seem like you don't. But again, this was before the census.
Because I got to be at the skate park at 10.
You have the power. You don't have to listen to this.
9:30 a.m. to teach also.
Keep in mind, that was the
So
British
I'm just
government
being
at this
low-key.
time. They didn't even have a stronghold over here.
Keeping it popping
That's
online.
why I went by word of mouth. Whether if you heard about it or not. That's why. They ain't have no stronghold like that.
And those who were informed on what was taking shape consented to be
They didn't start getting stronger until the 1830s. 1830, 1840 is when they really started getting stronger. I'm talking about the foreigners. And they had a stronger hold. 1830s, 1840s.
the status of white, believing that they were a part of the white skin color who had no clue that these laws were being passed. They immediately fell to the bottom of society under the status of black, regardless of skin color. And those who were informed on what was taking shape consented to be under the status of white, believing that they were a part of the ruling elite class, which was another part of the divide and conquer strategy called the illusion of inclusion.
See?
The first Congress that was held in America during the year 1790.
Stop. The first Congress that was held in America during the year 1790, and I just got finished saying that the census started in 1790. Look at how they do this back to back in session. Watch. Watch what they did.
Signified that the status of white was lawfully supreme by the creation of citizenship through the newly formed
naturalization law of 17. They just created citizenship and. Am I making myself clear? They just created citizenship by way of that. No citizenship. None. But they created that status of white. They created that status of black. Notice how they said naturalization, not nationalization. Don't make the mistake. He
signified that the status of white was lawfully supreme by the creation of citizenship through the newly formed naturalization law of 1790, called an act to establish a uniform rule of naturalization that required all citizens of America to be white only.
Stop. I'm ending the stream. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. It's like, nah, look, listen. 1790. The only people that was considered a citizen was white. Free white person. That same year, they came out with free white persons, 16 years or older, free white persons, 16 years or younger. Free white males, I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. 16 years or older. Free white females, same thing, 16 years or older. And I'm talking about the U.S. Census. I showed y'all that record too, 1790. Again, has nothing to do with your skin complexion. But notice at the top, where it says, for carrying into complete effect the power given by the Constitution to establish a uniform rule of naturalization throughout the United States, be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that any alien being a free white person may be admitted to become a citizen of America. Correction, a citizen of the United States. I said, we could take them to court. A lot of people didn't know we was going to take them to court about. Here go one right here. Civil lawsuit right here. I know some of y'all don't want me to, put the plans out in the open. Keep in mind, I'm not telling you a plan. I'm telling you an idea. But a lot of these are already in motion. As far as plans, already in motion. We wasn't waiting on certain people to get this done. If you want to get on board, you might want to do it now. Because it's going to be me and a lot of other people that's going to turn our nose up once everything gets said and done. And, oh, now you want to come over here? No, I thought you was African, nigga. No, No, you said you was from African diaspora and all the rest of this shit, right? Stay there. Now go to Africa. What you over? Nah, you said, didn't you say you could call somebody in Africa? Stay there. We don't need you. You're a foreigner. No. You said that you're not indigenous to this land. What you doing over here? I can't hear you. Huh? What you doing over here? Yep, that's how we're gonna treat your ass. It's been almost 10 years I've been doing this. Oh, you think I'm gonna wait another 10 years in order for you to get it together? They'll be like, come on, honey, it's okay. Come on, it's
motherfucker.
Bye. We didn't need you anyway.
All right.
You want to be an African? Go ahead. So them Africans get over there, pop your ass as soon as you get up. We got another one. I think he's in the Medicaid. Go check him. Go check him. Hold on, I can't give you weed. He's speaking. Take him to the back. We'll feed him. Chop his body.
Chop his body.
If the Africans care about you, and you tripping. You want to be Africa so bad, and you're not even African. You go visit, you.
Ready for dinner, bud? No, I had pistachios this whole fucking time. Shit.
We got the rappers, we got the actors, we got the actresses, we got WNBA players. We got producers, we got content creators, we got writers, we got authors, we got historians, we got anthropologists, we got teachers, we got professors. We got a lot of people in that corner. We got lawyers, we got attorneys, we got civil rights attorneys. I ain't gonna go too far. We got some of Trump administration. We got some Democrats too. We got some people. So
Hungry boy? All right, y'all. Peace. Share this shit.
That wasn't a reservation. It was reserved for you to